Today, we'll be simming the rest of Chris Paul's career to see if he can finally get his ring before he retires. A huge shout out to the guy who made this. He did pretty much the best he possibly could in order to get everybody on the same team. Obviously, there's a little bit of hiccups, like here you can see Miles Bridges on the Wizards, but he has pretty much everything up to date. Tyus Jones, Jordan Poole. He also made sure to get the Bradley Beal trade in there. He also has the rookie class in the game. So you have Victor Wembanyama, Brandon Miller, Scoot, and the rest of the class. So yeah, here's the roster. If you have not seen Steph Curry, Chris Paul, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, Kevon Looney, Gary Payton, and then the GOAT himself, Frank Kaminsky. It's virtually the same team. We'll see if what they can do in sim, because a lot of people have said it's going to work well in real life with Chris Paul being on the ball and Steph Curry being off the ball. But we'll see if it actually works out. And then one thing that I did notice happened when I simmed the off season was Dame actually did get traded to the Miami Heat. So Dame is on the Heat. Of course, our main attention, though, is going to be on Chris Paul and the Warriors to see if Chris Paul can finally get that ring. All right, let's go ahead and sim through the first year. We'll just sim through the first game and see how it goes. They beat the Kings. So if we go ahead and check the box score, Klay Thompson goes absolutely ridiculous for 36, 5, and 3. Kuminga has 27 points in 27 minutes. And then Curry and Chris Paul barely even do anything. Chris Paul gets a 6-8-3 in 27 minutes, and then Curry puts up an 18-6-7. So that's a really good start to the year in terms of like if we want to actually see this team get a championship, which we definitely do, because it's not even just Curry or CP3 or Wiggins or anything. We have Klay Thompson and Jonathan Kuminga going nuts. All right, we'll go ahead and sim to the All-Star break. Based on that, I don't think we're going to see CP3 in an All-Star game, but you know, you never know. So let's go ahead and sim on through. Thank you so much to everybody who watched that Victor Wembanyama video. That is already my most viewed video, my most liked video, and I think it's been out at this point for like 3 or 4 days, so it's only going to keep going up. So thank you guys so much for that. I hope you guys like the sims. If you do, be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know, what sims you want me to do. If you want me to do something like this, or if you want me to do actual rebuilds, or if you even want me to do like what if scenarios, because that's a series I definitely thought about making. All right, so we were at the All-Star draft, and as you can see, Steph Curry did make it to the All-Star game, but we did not have any other teammates. However, it really doesn't matter because the boys are doing very well. We are second in the Western Conference right now with a record of 35-18. I actually have not gone ahead and looked at the standings, so let's go give it a look. So the Lakers are the 1 seed, just above us by 3 wins. So they've actually played 3 more games than us to this point. So there is definitely a chance that we do catch up to them. We're just a game and a half back, and surprisingly, wow, the Suns are 14th in the Western Conference with that absolute super team. That is actually ridiculous. The Timberwolves are up to 4th. Hopefully that happens in real life. For those of you who do not know, I'm a Wolves fan. It kind of sucks sometimes, but in the Sims, it gives you hope. And then in the Eastern Conference, the Cavs are 43-10, the Celtics 37-17. I mean, it's a lot of the same teams that made the playoffs last year, just in a different order. But the Orlando Magic are the main team that's there that were not there. Magic are the 6th seed right now. So there's definitely a good chance that the Warriors could actually win a ring this year with CP3. Let's go ahead and sim to the end of the season and see if the boys can potentially do it. So Ja Morant wins MVP, going for 31, 11, and 7 rebounds. Wemby wins Rookie of the Year, unsurprisingly. Very similar numbers, actually, to what we had in the Wemby career sim. Russell Westbrook wins 6th Man of the Year. He's on the Thunder? What the? Giannis wins DPOI, as he pretty much always does in these sims. Evan Mobley most improved, 18, 13, and 3 with 2 blocks per game. And the Cavs, JB Bickerstaff, they go 64 and 18. As you can see, a rough second half means we drop down to the 4 seed from what was the 2 seed. Memphis moved up to 1, Lakers dropped down to 2, and Minnesota got past us to become the 3 seed. All right, let's go ahead and simulate the play-in. Dallas makes it out, as does the Pelicans in the Western Conference. And then in the Eastern Conference, the Pacers make it out, as does the Toronto Raptors. Remember, they do have Chet on this team. That's what makes them a lot better in these sims. Let's go ahead game by game and see what we can do. We lose game 1 and we win game 2. We lose game 3 and we lose game 4. So we are down 3-1 in the first round. We're going to hop into Simcast and go through the rest of this. If we could somehow make it out, we have a little bit of a lead in game 5. That little bit of a lead turned into a lot of a lead, and we absolutely destroy it. Let's take a look at the box score. Steph Curry goes 23, 4, and 5 with 2 steals. Kuminga has been absolutely insane. CP3 has a much better game than that first game that we saw. He goes for 18, 3, 9 assists, and 3 steals. All right, game 6. We start slow, but we actually come back to score 46 in the second quarter. We now have a 10-point lead. That lead gets diminished down to about 5, and I think we're going to be okay here. We're up 9, and that's it. We have come back down 3-1 to tie the series. Andrew Wiggins goes for 28 points, Curry 22, 6, and 8. Kuminga once again a 20-point performance, but mainly Chris Paul 11, 3, and 4. It's obviously one of his career low years in terms of scoring and assists, but that's just simply because of the fact that he's on a better team and because he's damn near 40. All right, Game 7 is finally here. Look around the NBA how close these series are. We have a Game 6, a Game 6, another Game 6 down here, and then Game 7, and we are in Game 7. The Cavs and the Wolves were the only teams to win in 5 games or less. So we've got a lot of Game 7s coming up. Let's go ahead and sim through ours. We get off to an early lead, and we are doing very well, up 13 in the third quarter, and that's going to do it. We beat the Thunder. They low-key came back at the very end of the game, but we were up 30 in the third quarter at one point. Steph Curry, once again in Game 7, goes absolutely ridiculous. 41 points for Steph Curry, nearly double the amount of the second highest scorer, Andrew Wiggins, with 24. Chris Paul has an incredible game, 19-3, 5 assists, 3 steals, and somehow gets a block. And we move on to round 2 to play MVP of the league, Ja Morant. We got the Lakers and the Wolves below us against Memphis, as we said. Boston ended up losing in 7 games, even after that Kristaps trade. All right, let's get the series underway. Game 1, we lose. Game 2, we win. Game 3, we win. Game 4, we are tied going back to Memphis for Game 5. This is a huge game, and we win. We are up 3-2 in the series with a chance to go on to the Western Conference Finals as the 4 seed. Let's sim through the game, and we got it. We knock off the 1-seeded Memphis Grizzlies led by MVP Ja Morant, and we will meet either the Lakers or the Timberwolves. Let's see who is going to be in the Western Conference Finals. It is the Lakers. The Lakers knock off Minnesota in 7 games, and it's the Lakers versus the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals, and the Knicks versus the Hawks in the East. All right, let's get this underway. We win Game 1, we lose Game 2, we lose Game 3, we lose Game 4. We're down 3-1 once again, but we were down 3-1 in the first round and came all the way back. We got to head to Simcast for the rest of these games, and let's see what happens. And we've got a close game on our hands. It's going to be a close game, slowing it way down. The Lakers are up 6. They have a chance to eliminate us. They now go up 8. And we have gone cold. We hit a 3, and that will do it. We're down by 7. There's no chance anymore. We get eliminated by the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Curry puts up 28, 6, and 5. Chris Paul has an incredible game, 18 with 14 assists. Jonathan Kuminga has a very bad game, goes 11, 7, and 3, 4 for 13 from the field, and 2 for 10 from 3. Andrew Wiggins also chokes 32 minutes, but only 4 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, shooting 1 for 7 from the field. A bad game from us means we are eliminated in the Western Conference Finals by the Lakers. Anthony Davis wins Western Conference Finals MVP. Julius Randle wins Eastern Conference Finals MVP, averaging 31, 12, and 6. Oh my God. And we've got a Knicks-Lakers Finals. The Lakers win in 5 games. LeBron gets yet another Finals MVP. I believe this would be the oldest Finals MVP ever at the age of 39 years old. But now we advance on to the next year, and we'll see if Chris Paul is here. There he is. Chris Paul has retired. So it's 1 year for Chris Paul with the Warriors, and then he ends his career. We'll go ahead and sim a few more years just to see. But that is it for the career of Chris Paul. He retires ringless after losing in the Western Conference Finals. He made it to the finals, I believe, 1 time in his career, and that was with the Suns. And that was it. He never got another chance to go to the finals, but Chris Paul has officially retired at the age of 39 years old. All right, let's advance to next year. We'll only go 2 more years in the future to 2025 and 2026 just to see what happens. Just want to give you guys more than just, a little 5-minute video. We are here in the 2024-2025 season. As you can see, nothing much has changed for the Warriors except the fact that Chris Paul has retired. Looking around the league, though, Tyler Hero is with the Blazers. Scoot is also now up to an 87 overall. Nothing really has changed for the Timberwolves except Mike Conley did retire. Bradley Beal stayed with the Suns despite a very poor season. We got D-Book, Durant, and Bradley Beal still there. They're probably the finals favorites going into the year. Wemby, as you can see, finished his rookie year. He is 20 years old now and 89 overall. Jaylen Brown and Paul George have moved to the Raptors, and then Kawhi Leonard has moved to the Pacers. That's pretty much it for the big moves. Let's go ahead and sip through the season and just see what happens. So out of nowhere, Darius Garland wins MVP, 27, 12, and 3 rebounds. A rookie of the year goes to an auto-generated guy, of course. Emmanuel Quickley, 6th man of the year. Giannis wins DPOY once again. Patrick Williams wins most improved. And then once again, the Cavs have the best record in the NBA, going 63 and 19. So we have simulated the play-in. Portland and Denver have made it out of the West, and Detroit and Orlando have made it out of the East. But this is the playoff setup for year 2. Of course, no more Chris Paul, and unfortunately, our Warriors did not make the playoffs. They had an awful year without CP3 here. But let's go ahead ahead and sim through the first round, see what happens. Memphis and LA make it through, as does OKC and Phoenix in the West. And then Cleveland and Atlanta make it through in the East, and Indiana and Philly once again wins as the 6th seed. Let's go ahead and sim round 2. Memphis this time make it to the conference finals, and OKC also go to their first conference finals in what's probably about 10 years. Cleveland and Philly make it into the conference finals. Let's see who's going to be meeting in the finals. So a matchup of the last 2 seasons MVPs in the finals, the Cavs versus the Grizzlies. Let's go game by game. Cavs win game 1, Grizzlies win game 2, Grizzlies win game 3, and we've got a tie series going back to Cleveland. Cavs win game 5, and the Cavs win it all. Cleveland gets their first title in nearly 10 years, and Evan Mobley wins Finals MVP, putting up 19, 14, nearly 5 assists per game, a steal, and almost 4 blocks per game on 50% from the field. So there's year 2 over. We'll just do one more season. As you can see, LeBron has officially retired, as has the greatest player of all time, Patrick Beverley. Year 3 is here. Curry is still with the Warriors. Scoot is now a 91 overall. Ant is now a 94 overall and officially leading the Timberwolves. Kevin Durant, Booker, and Bradley Beal are still on the Suns despite no success so far. Victor Wembanyama is gone. There he is. Wemby is officially a Milwaukee Buck. So he didn't move for 23 years in my simulation, even when he lost like 10 consecutive playoff series in a row. This dude didn't move, and then now he wants to move. Giannis is now a Cleveland Cavalier. That is the greatest team I've ever seen in my entire life. And Anthony Davis has moved across LA sides and gone to the Clippers. But let's go ahead and begin year 3. Darius Garland goes back-to-back MVPs. 30 points, nearly 14 assists per game. Anthony Davis, DPOY, oh my god, he almost averaged 3 blocks per game. Jalen Duren, most improved, averaged 26 and 13, oh my god. And here we are in the playoffs. As you can see, the Warriors squeezed in as the 10 seed. The Rockets are the 1 seed. Detroit is the 1 seed. So if you told me that in 3 years, I would not believe you. Let's go ahead and simulate the play-in, and the Warriors lose. So we got eliminated in the play-in by, I believe that would have been the Mavericks that beat us. No, it was the Pelicans that beat us. And then the Mavericks moved on. But here are the full playoffs of the final year of this sim. Minnesota once again 3 seed. Denver moves from 7 all the way up to 2 this year. Houston went from, I think, out of the playoffs for 2 straight years right to the 1 seed. The Bucks are only the 3 seed, surprisingly, and the Cavs are the 2 seed. I don't know how Detroit is the 1 seed. Let's go ahead and sim round 1, see if there's any big upsets. There is a lot of upsets. In the Eastern Conference, the 1 seed goes down to Philadelphia, the 8 seed in the first round. Every lower seed won in the first round in the Eastern Conference. And then over in the West, Houston stays alive, and then the higher seeds won, except for Portland, who knocked off the 4th seed Clippers in 7 games. Go ahead and sim through the round. The Timberwolves and Rockets meet in the Western Conference Finals, and Boston and Orlando meet in the East. The Rockets sweep to go into the finals, and they will meet up with Paolo Banchero and the Magic. Let's go ahead and sim game by game. Rockets win game 1, they win game 2, Magic come back, win game 3, and we've got ourselves a tie series headed back to Houston. Houston takes game 5, Magic take game 6, so game 7, we'll go ahead and sim cash just in case it's a close game. The Rockets have the early lead, and I don't think they're going to give it up. They're up 20 in the 4th, and so that'll do it. The Rockets are NBA champions in 7 games over the Orlando Magic, one of the youngest teams ever probably to win the finals. Alperen Sengun, finals MVP, averaging 13, 7, and 5. Probably one of the worst finals MVPs ever. But that'll do it for the sim. There is the 3 years of 2025-2026 season. The Rockets will beat the Magic in 7 games in the finals. The Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker trio stayed together but never had any success at all for some reason. If you want me to do more simulations like this, let me know. I can probably go ahead and sim through the Suns basically until, Kevin Durant retires or until the trio breaks up. I could probably do some what ifs, like what if a certain player got traded to a certain team and things like that. If you made it through the entire video, thank you so much for watching. All of these videos, rec and simulations like this, are all made over on Twitch at WordyBoss30YT. So if you popped out on stream even for a second, thank you guys so much, although it was a short stream and a shorter video than the Wemby career sim. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.